Oh, you know I'm just here for the coasters. Hey everybody, it's Paul, 125 Roller Coaster Challenge, and I'm here after 3 years. I'm here at SeaWorld Orlando, basically right around the holiday season. So the issue I have with the holiday season is I tend not to do the Explorers during this time, but I have not been here in 3 years, so got a couple goals I got to do today. First goal I definitely got to do is make sure I get to the 2 new credits there. Pipeline wasn't around when I was here last time, and Penguin Trek. So using the good old roller skate rule here, those are 2 things I definitely need to do. Then I want to ride all the coasters because I'm definitely trying to get the 125 here in 2025. And last but not least, I want to do, believe it or not, I want to do a Let's Eat. So I haven't done a Let's Eat here. I've done it at Busch Gardens this year, which is fantastic. So definitely going to do that. And then I may or may not, I haven't decided on doing an Explore. So they're only open from 10 to 6. It's already 11. So with that being said, let's do a quick little montage here so you can see some of the sights of without the Christmas tree of SeaWorld Orlando. Alright, so the last time I was here, they did not have Pipeline, so that's Manta right there. So I'm looking for Pipeline. So I'm going to head over here. It looks like there's a Pipeline this way, but we're definitely going to be doing the, for lack of a better word there, the roller skate rule where you actually can get on the coasters. I need to get there, get those credits first. And after I get the credits, we're going to go basically walk around the entire park and see what we got here. So real quick here, you got, it's been 3 years since I've been here, so I'm very excited. But hope you guys like the montage here, and I am getting ready to jump in line real quick for the Dolphin Nursery here. So that's what that is. But I'm getting ready to jump in line real quick here for Pipeline. So we'll let you know what we think about it once we get there. All right, so we are here at the main lagoon. Right over there is some of the coasters. That's Icebreaker there. Right there is Pipeline. Of course, here is the Flamecraft Bar, one of the many great bars they have here. But the one thing about this place is they haven't opened up the back area yet. So I'm going to head over this way, and I don't know if Pipeline's open yet, but I'm going to go check it out. But the main pathway to get to the back of the park is still not open yet there. So it's about 10:30, so it makes sense. They're going to keep everybody over at the older part of the park there. But yep, one of my biggest goals is right there to get on Pipeline. So let me see if it's open. All right, so right here is Penguin Treks, and it looks like it's launching. So this will actually be my new coaster. It'll be number 398 coaster credit, which is quite incredible actually. That by the end of the day I'll be at 399. So of course we're going to have to do a thing where we kind of figure out where we want to go with the 400th coaster there. Is it going to be Airy Force or not? But this looks pretty nice. I saw a POV of it beforehand. So this would be number 398. I think it's like 107 for the year, but 398 is the number that matters. So yep, I'm going to let you know what I think about it once. Oh, sounds like it's getting ready to launch here. Let's see it go. The music is getting grander. There it goes. Good old Penguin Trek. All right, so I'm gonna go check it out, and I'll let you know what I think when we get done. All right, I just got off our 107th for the year and my 398 coaster credit Penguin Trek here, and all in all, it's a very good family ride. There's 2 launches. and it should be coming out here in a second. They had 2 trains going, which was really nice. But all in all, it's a great family attraction. Probably one of the better ones. Was a big fan of Phoenix Rising, and what was the other one there? Big Bad Wolf. This one here, you got the launches and you got a lot of twists and turns, so I kind of like those. But the big thing about this is all about the theming, and not just inside the queue when you're going, but when you exit, you actually exit through the, what's that called? You go actually through the exhibit, which is kind of nice. So you got that launch there, and you got this turnaround here. But like I said, if you're looking for thrills, as much thrill rides around here, this is definitely more of a family attraction. But like I said, the thing that really got me was when we exited, you exit to the exhibit, and neat thing about that was it's really cold. So when you're walking through there, you know, they're shoveling snow and all that kind of stuff here. But definitely something at the Antarctic section here. When I was here 3 years ago, you couldn't really go into a lot of the stuff. So the fact that they got this ride, good positive, very good positive. That's the second launch right there. And then you finish up right over here. Like I said, with 2 trains going, it was definitely good. And if you love penguins, you definitely get up close and personal with the penguins here. So $398 was definitely a really good ride. Getting ready to jump on Pipeline now. All right, so right on time, Pipeline, a surf coaster, is going right now. I can't wait to do this because this is all the new technology. And I also like it because it's my 399th coaster credit, so closing on number 400. But yeah, it looks like it's supposed to be a pretty good experience. I've heard some people are saying it's a little rough, but I usually don't judge it until I get a chance to judge it personally here. But like I said, it's a stand-up coaster, but it's a different type of stand-up coaster, which is kind of nice. Seeing, and then also this side of the park really didn't have anything beforehand. So looking forward to jumping on Pipeline. So let's give you a quick little montage here. And let's give you a food montage so you can enjoy some of the restaurants while I go ride Pipeline. All right, I just finished the roller skate rule with Pipeline here, and I'll be honest with you, I was actually blown away by it. It's a stand-up coaster, but it's a new one. It's called the Surf Coaster, and the neat thing about this is the truth of it is it kind of goes up and down with you. So we've all ridden Green Lantern or all these classic B&M stand-up coasters. This is definitely something different there, and I really enjoyed it just because of the fact that it was different. So I'm going to pause real quick here, and when it goes through, I'm going to show you the full cycle. All right, so always a good sign is when people get off and they go right back on. They're definitely something I'm going to do too. It definitely was surprising for me here. So starts off with a launch. And also, if you're not familiar with this whole section here, there's nothing here. It's at the far end of the lagoon. It is a dead end. So if you want to go, if you want to go through, you can't go through. You actually have to walk back and go across the pedestrian bridge over there. So which we'll be doing then. But here comes the launch. So the first thing about it is you got a launch, and like I said, these seats go up and down. And all in all, track-wise, this is a really well done coaster. So yeah, like I said, I was surprised. I was expecting a stand up. I can see why they call it a surf. There he goes. Every time you see airtime hills, they're actually really comfortable airtime hills. And I kind of wrote it wrong because here they say you keep your back up and you stand up straight, and that's what they want you to do. But I usually always had to bend to my knee because of the old stand-ups. No, here you really want to do that because it gives you better airtime. Like right there is a great airtime moment. But all in all, Pipeline is definitely a 399th coaster, and last new coaster I'm going to get for today. But definitely surprised me. I was very happy with how it was. So let me know in the comment section what you think of Pipeline. Hey everybody, we're about halfway done with the video, and I just got off of Mako, so good way to make a halfway point of the day. Now, Mako was our 300th credit ever. We just, on this trip, got to our 399th credit. So, when you do a lot of coasters, after a while it gets pretty repetition here, but we're about halfway done with this video, halfway done with our day, and what I gotta say at this point is I'm having an amazing day at SeaWorld Orlando. Not many lines. There are some people here, a little bit more crowded than Busch Gardens yesterday, but still pretty good here. But what I want to talk about here, of course, is if you want podcast, we actually have a podcast here with 125 Roller Coaster Challenge, and we've been doing the podcast longer than we've been doing our video. So if you want to listen to it, it's called the Trim and Stable Podcast. You can find it on Spotify, wherever you find your podcast. We are on there, and every week we drop 1 or 2 episodes on different subjects. Of course, we're going to be talking about our Florida trip on our next episode. After that, we're going to be talking about what coaster should be our 400th. So all in all there, make sure you check it out. The Trimmed and Stable Podcast, 125 Roller Coaster Challenge. And you know what? Maybe I'll do this today. The flamingos are out. So, but we're about halfway done. So I'm going to start grabbing a bite to eat, and then we're going to be heading over and making sure we hit Manta and Kraken. So without further ado, let's do another medley here at SeaWorld. So I'm over here at the Key West section here. It's been about an hour and a half. We've got food over at the Fire Grill. And then I went on Manta, which is right there. Fantastic. I did the back row, and I actually grayed a bit there. So that pretzel roll is really intense. It's probably the most intense pretzel roll that I have done. So I got 2 more coasters to do here. I've got Kraken and I've got Journey to Atlantis. But I'm also, right there is Captain Pete's Island Hot Dogs. And here's the Stingray Lagoon here. So I'm also doing the Let's Eat today there, along with the shorts of things that catch my eye. So once again here, guys, we love this park. We added Manta to our, I think it's 112 coaster for this year, and 2 more to grab this year. So if everything goes according to plan, I'll be at 114 with about a month to go. 11 away, but still possible to pull the 125. But yep, I'm gonna go and head out here and check out the Dolphin Lagoon area. All right, so we wandered over here, got to Journey of Atlantis, and you can tell these people are a little wet here. So you'll be a little bit nervous there because, this is a roller coaster credit, because half of it is a water ride like this, and half of it is a roller coaster when you go up that second track here. But you would think this is a section that gets you wet, but see how these guys are right now going down there? When they hit the bottom there, you will see how splashed they get. And that was actually where I got the wettest. So they're right there, and then it tips over, and see if we can see the splash. Right there, that section right there, when it hits off the wall, gets you even wetter than the drop, which is incredible to believe here. So, but this was my 113th credit of the year, which is a great ride. Like I said, it's got some great theming inside it. I know some people say it's old theming, but I really think it's really good theming. You see the beginning of what Atlantis looks like, then you see the destruction of Atlantis in the second part there, but yet again, let's watch these guys go down. Boom, boom. They both get hit pretty good, and actually, you can get hit. I just realized you can actually get hit twice, but all in all, Journey to Atlantis is our 113th credit, and I'm going to go over and start taking care of Kraken. Yeah, these guys have no idea what they're about, how wet they're about to get. All right, so we just finished Kraken, and we have all the coaster credits. We're at 114 for the year, so that's pretty nice. Maybe I'll get 11 more, but you never know. But this is a great little area here, because you're right here by the sea lions, which I love sea lions, all right? But the other thing too is you got a great view of Kraken, and you get a great view of Mako. So wait, looks like Kraken's getting ready to come through right now. Actually, Mako's been coming through. I just saw Mako, but Kraken's going to be coming through soon. Both of them are one train operations today. It is a Wednesday in November, so. But always love the sea lions, but all the coasters are done. So at this point, the only thing left for me to do is there's 6 food locations. There goes Kraken going up the hill. There's 6 food locations I still got to find to get the Let's Eat. And that's why it's always one of the toughest things for me to do is the Let's Eat, because you end up in a situation where you got to get everything or none of them. So hopefully in the next, what time is it now? It's 3:30. So the park's open for another 2.5 hours. There goes Kraken. That's pretty good. I was wondering where I can get views of Kraken. So this is a great place to find it. Right here's the big loop, one of the biggest loops. Like I mentioned before on the short, it definitely has a B&M rattle. So that is definitely an issue. But all in all, like I said, it's a pretty good day and stuff like that here at SeaWorld. And let's show you a little bit of the sea lions. Wow, they are having fun. Actually, I'm gonna wander around here. Why am I looking at an angle? It's probably a better angle around here, it looks like. And right over there is the Sea Lion Show, Flippers and Facts. So they'll be doing that soon. Oh, no wonder they're there. They're throwing fish up here. That's what they're doing. They're throwing fish. That's how you get them here. And all the birds are there, but it's roped off, but it's a great way to interact with the sea lions right there with Kraken in the background. All right, everybody. So we are done. We were actually here for about, looking like 5-6 hours here, but this is the main area here. Right there's the SeaWorld sign. But at the end of the day, we did 4 Makos, 2 Mantas, and every other coaster we basically rode. But the main thing I was here to film was literally the Let's Eat. So definitely got to enjoy that, but definitely walked around the entire park. It's been 3 years. Hard to believe how quickly time flies, but it's been a while since I've been here. Got 2 new coaster credits. My, I believe Penguin was $3.98. And of course, right there, Pipeline was actually $3.99. So on my way to my 400th coaster, you can't get any closer than $3.99, right? But all in all, this is a great park. I know sometimes it gets beat up for, you know, saying exploiting animals and all that stuff, but really this is all about conservation. All the money they make goes to conservation. So SeaWorld, can't wait to visit you guys again. Hopefully I'll be here in March again, but as you can tell, it's Christmas time here at SeaWorld. And once again, guys, make sure you like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you in the queue in 2026.